Dirtle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Dirtle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and dirtle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Dirtle Magic. Today we're playing some more Krydle of Baldur's Gate Spectre Tribal, although maybe it's more like on hit tribal? Not sure, you can always let me know what you think in the comments below. But looking at our opening hand, it's not the best. Pretty sure we're going to mulligan here. We don't have anything to fuel Geth's Grimoire for the card draw, and yeah, everything just is 4 mana. We could get in some damage with Krydle and scry some stuff away, but I think this hand's a little bit too slow. Our commander is blue-black for legendary 1/3 human elf rogue. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player loses 1 life and mills a card, we gain 1 life and scry 1. Whenever we attack, we may pay 2. If we do, target creature can't be blocked this turn. And because of the way the ability is written, we don't have to attack with Krydle to do it, we just have to attack with something. Our first opponent with Clifftop Retreat into play is Alesha, who smiles at death. This looks familiar. 2 red for legendary 3/2 human warrior. First strike, whenever it attacked, you may pay Orzhov or Orzhov. If you do, return target creature card with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Our next opponent is a partner pairing with Temple of Milady into play, of Ikra Siddiqui the Usurper, and Eligeth Crossroads Augur. Eligeth is 4 blue for legendary 5/6 Sphinx. Fine. If you would scry any number of cards, draw that many cards instead, partner. Ikra is 3 black-green for legendary 3/7 Naga Wizard Menace. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness, partner. Our turn gives us Leon's Reaver, and if you notice, the hand is still the same because I messed up on the clicking of things, so we'll play a snow-covered island and pass it off. Our commander getting in for a little bit of early damage will probably save our butt, but we'll see how things go. Leon's Reaver also would be pretty good. Our next opponent with Quest of Pure Flame and a mountain into play is Delina Wild Mage. This also looks familiar. 3 red for a legendary 3/2 Elf Shaman. Whenever it attacks, you may choose target creature you control, then roll a d20. 1 through 14, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary and has exile this creature at end of combat. 15 through 20, create one of those tokens, you may roll the die again. Alesha's turn saw a Shizo Death Storehouse come into play, followed by Arcane Signet. Over to the partner player, Forest into play, tapping down some mana. Not much looking forward to that deck. It's probably just going to be Salt High Value and do all the things between the scry and the card draw and the life gain. We'll be hard pressed to defeat them. Our turn gives us Virtus the Veiled. Let's play a Snow-Covered Swamp and get down our commander. Hopefully no one plays anything else and we can get in a hit or 2. And we'll pass it off. To Delina's turn. Just tapping down a land and a Myriad Landscape into play. They are passing it off. To Alesha's turn, we have Labyrinth of Skophos with a Soul Ring coming down. Nothing in the graveyard yet, thankfully, but I'm sure we'll get there. It's Alesha who smiles at death. They tap down the rest of their mana and pass it off to the partner player. Let's see what they do with the turn. 8 cards in hand after the draw. I imagine land drop and maybe some ramp. We have a bog come into play. That kind of sucks. Bit early for a bog, but what can you do if you need the mana? It's the Bag of Holding for the partner player. Comes our turn, we get Expedition Map. Okay, so some land search, that's good. Let's play the Snow-Covered Island. And let's go to attacks and see what's on top. Swing into the partner player. We will just skip over this. We don't want to pay the 2. No reason to make it unblockable. Damage is good. They are down to 39, up to 1 commander. They mill Serum Visions. We have Nezahal Primal Tide. We are not even close to summoning that. Let's put it on bottom. Second main phase. Let's play the Expedition Map and crack it for a juicy land. We'll get a Morphic Pool and pass it off. To Delina's turn, we have a mountain in play. Myriad Landscape gets the crack. Yep, they'll go get 2 mountains. Most likely they will pass it off there. Alesha's turn, Amulet of Vigor coming down. That is not something I expected, but I guess giving your creature pseudo-vigilance is pretty good. Ores of Basilica into play. Yep, that's one of the best ways to abuse the amulet. We have Skyclave Apparition to the battlefield. Okay. They were exiling the Quest for Pure Flame. Better than our commander. Alesha is on the attack. It's off into the Delina player. Okay. I have faced a few Delina decks already. One of them kind of won out of nowhere, but none of them have been like overly bearing. Maybe they've seen something I haven't. Damage is good, down to 37, up to 3 commander damage, over to the partner player. Just a land into play for the partner player. Okay, I can live with that for now. Next turn they could possibly summon Ikra though. Our turn gives us Erebos, God of the Dead. That takes away life gain, fantastic against Ikra. Let's play Morphic Pool. It's early enough to get down to Liliana's Reaver, so let's go ahead and do that and maybe start some discard shenanigans. And then we'll go to attacks, and I guess we will go ahead and hit the partner player again, just because the Delina player already has, you know, some damage on them. Combat damage is good, down to 37, up to 2 commander. We have Hagra Mauling. I feel like we're going to need that for the land or for the spell either way. We'll put it on top. They mill Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, I can live with that. Let's go ahead and pass it off. To Delina's turn. I haven't faced these decks enough to where I notice them being terribly different from each other, so I'm always interested in seeing how it's evolving over time since it's a new commander. Speaking of, that commander Delina, Wild Mage is into play for that player. Dwarven Mine into play. It enters the battlefield and creates a dwarf. Alesha's turn and attack. We have the spirit off into the Delina player. Okay. I don't think it has flying. Let's see. It does not. So basically, it's just getting in some free damage, I suppose. Yep, there it is. There, down to 35 on Delina's side. Nothing out of Alesha this turn in the second or first main, though. That's interesting. Over to the partner player. That's a land into play. Will it be Ikra? It is not. It is Damnation. Sadness. Skyclave Apparition will trigger, and we'll put our commander back in the command zone. The Delina player will get an XX Blue Illusion creature token, where X was the mana value of the exiled card. It is a 1/1. I do want to point out something you can abuse with this. Skyclave Apparition has 2 separate paragraphs like Fiend Hunter, so you can potentially exile a bunch of stuff and just keep sacrificing it before the other ability resolves. It's the same thing with Angel of Serenity. But you get Hagra Mauling. We knew that was coming. Do we want to play it as a land or keep it? I think we need the mana, so let's go ahead and play the land. And then let's get down. Do we want to do Erebos, God of the Dead, or Virtus the Veiled? I think let's do Erebos, and then we'll do Virtus the Veiled and maybe Duskmail Guildmage on the next turn, depending on what we draw. Otherwise, Virtus the Veiled and draw a card. Seems pretty good. Delina's turn sees Warstorm Surge. Uh-oh. I guess we'll be digging for Feed the Swarm, or possibly, like I said in the last video at the end, something to make that an artifact, our mana rock, and then, you know, potentially something to get rid of it. It's a lot of legwork. It's not looking good. We have Labyrinth of Scophos, taking the illusion out of combat. Okay, well, it was going into Alesha. Now it's not. Got lost in a maze. Alesha's turn sees Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. Yay, gotta tap all those lands for the right colors again. And Idol of Endurance. When it comes to play, they exile all the creature cards with mana value 3 or less from their graveyard until this leaves the battlefield. There it goes. The other ability, in case you're unfamiliar, is, and it looks like they're using it, 1 white tap. Until end of turn, you may cast a creature spell from among the cards exiled with this without paying its mana cost. It's Alesha who smiles at death. I am worried about the Skyclave Apparition to get rid of our Erebos, God of the Dead. That is somewhat problematic, although I hope they see the value in keeping Ikra in line. To the partner player's turn, 6 cards in hand after the draw. What will they play this time? Hopefully they don't have too much mass removal. That would make it a very slow game. It's Ikra Siddiqui the Usurper. To our turn, we get Phyrexian Arena. Okay. Yeah, I can live with that. Do we want to play it into that Skyclave, though? I think I don't want to. Maybe bait it out with Virtus? But we need to do something to protect Erebos, I think. So let's go ahead and do Virtus. And it partners with Gorm. Nah, we won't bother targeting anyone to shuffle. And we will go ahead and just draw a card with Erebos while it's here. We get Resculpt. Halfway to getting rid of that enchantment. That's nice. Well, let's pass it off. Delina's turn sees Tyrite Sanctum come down. Okay, interesting. It's also a swamp because of Urborg. We have Pyretic Ritual for the Delina player. They get to add 1 extra red to their mana pool. It's Delina Wild Mage coming back down. Warstorm Surge will trigger. Let's see where they're going to send it. Could only kill it. Yep, Alesha or Virtus of the Veiled. I figured that would be it. I was hoping they'd hit Alesha, and we don't have to worry about the Skyclave Relic, but we'll see how things go. Dragon Tempest coming down. Perhaps it's a secret dragon deck. No attacks at Delina, over to Alesha. Alesha in chat was saying Virtus of the Veiled should be in the deck, just a note. I don't know if it means they should add it to the deck, and they might want to, or if it's actually in there and we should be afraid. Temple of Malice into play, they get to scry one and untap it. Is Alesha's turn proper? 3 cards in hand after laying down that land. The partner player still has 6 cards in hand and hasn't done anything yet. That is very, they did cast Damnation. But they haven't done too much, and that worries me that they'll just sit there and accrue some value while the rest of us kind of jab at each other. It's the Apparition coming off the idol for Alesha. Where are they going to send it? I bet it's going to be Erebos if I had to wager. Yep, there's Erebos, sad face. Elspeth conquers death coming down. There's the battlefield. We have an exile target permanent opponent controls. Mana cost 3 or greater. It is Warstorm Surge, so at least we don't have to worry about that. Shuzo is being activated to give Alesha fear. That means it's most likely swinging into us or Delina, probably Delina, since a lot of our stuff is taken care of. It is off into Delina. We also have Skophos mana being activated. Alright, never mind, they're just tapping down some mana. Alright, so no blocks for Delina. They'll be going up to 6 commander damage and down to 32. To the partner player's turn, we have Back to Nature destroy all enchantments. Only 2 hit the graveyard. Imperial Seal. It's like Vampiric Tutor, but a lot harder to find. Partner player on the attack with Ikra. It's off into us. That is a sad face. They'll do 3 damage to us. We'll take 3 commander, go down to 37, but they will gain 7 life. Our turn gives us a snow-covered island. Sure. We'll go ahead and play it. Rexiel the Risen Deep. I mean, we could try to go for the Dusk Mantle and Mind Crank combo again, but I don't know that I necessarily want to do that right now. Maybe just play it kind of like we don't have anything. Do Phyrexian Arena, keep up mana for Resculpt in case we get attacked by something big and pass it off. I think we need to take some pressure off of ourselves. To Delina's turn, Mountain into play. 3 cards in hand otherwise. Let's see what they can do with the turn. Their commander has already been affected once, so if it dies again, it'll cost 8 mana. So they need to start doing something pretty quick to try to outrace the rest of the table. They activate Tyrant Sanctum. It becomes a god in addition to its other types and gets a 1/1 counter. I am still very much worried about the partner player. Alesha is doing well, but it seems like they're running out of steam. So without any kind of recurring advantage, I don't think they're going to get anywhere. Mindless Automaton coming down for the Delina player. So there is some card draw. They attack, make a token, remove them because they get exiled. Yeah, that kind of works pretty well. Delina is on the attack. It will trigger. Let's see how many rolls they can get going. Just the 1 roll. Too bad for him. Let's see where everything's going. 1 into the partner player, 1 into Alesha. That works with me. Don't have to respond. The Apparition is on the block. That just means they can recur it later to remove something else. Makes sense to me. They could respond by taking off these counters so they can draw some cards though. So we do have to see what happens. Yep, there they go. Damage is good against the partner player. Back down to 37, up to 4 commander damage from Delina. Over to Alesha. Hall of the Bandit Lord into play. I haven't seen that land since I built Bruna years ago. Also needs a reprint. And there's Fiend Hunter. Seems like they're on top of the abusing the triggers thing. Luckily for us, they can't cycle them between the Apparition and the Fiend Hunter, because if they could exile potentially just about everything on board. That would be a sad face. They did target the Mindless Automaton on Delina's side, but they removed the counters to draw a card. Fiend Hunter exiles nothing. Unlike Alesha on the attack, it's off into Delina. Who would have guessed? Illusion on the intercept. Illusion down. Over to the partner player. Partner player has a Soul Ring coming into play. So that is potentially Eligeth, but they would need another blue source, and they haven't played a land yet, so that's what I'm waiting to see. Haven't seen any scry of them yet. They would save it for Eligeth, I wager. I lied. We did see Serum Visions when we milled them, so that's there. Ikra on the attack. It's off into us again. That's a sad face. Do we want to waste removal on that? I kind of do, just to keep them off all that life gain. Resculpt to the Ikra. See if they have any counter magic in the deck, or if they want to protect Ikra anyway. No counters. They get a 4/4 red and blue elemental. Comes our turn. Phyrexian Arena triggers for the first time this game. Let's see if we can get some goodies. We get Waste Not and Blizzard Specter. Okay, that's not terrible. Let's get down the Blizzard Specter and start doing some stuff with that. And then let's get down to Duskmail Guildmage. We do have Recursion in the deck. And I do want another blocker. I want to do Waste Not on the next turn if we do it, because I don't want to telegraph all that kind of thing. And we'll pass it there and hopefully not get obliterated in the meantime. Delina's turn, 5 cards in hand after the draw. They did draw 2 from the Mindless Automaton token and the actual Mindless Automaton Temple of the False God into play. Hoarding Ogre, more die rolling. It die rolls for treasures though. I did see that once against, I think it was the Kalane player, if I remember. I don't remember, was it this series or Piru? Tyrant Sanctum is being activated again. Delina gets upgraded to be an indestructible god. And there's the attack and the trigger. We'll see where it's going in a minute. Let's see how many die rolls they can win. Just the one. Let's see where things are going. Delina off into us. That is a sad face. I think we'll just take the 4 here. The token is off into the partner player. That's fine. I do want to point out, though, that the Ogre says whenever it attacks. When it comes into play tapped and attacking, you don't get to do that kind of thing. We take the damage down to 32, up to 4 commander damage from Delina. Alesha's turn sees Liliana, Heretical Healer, coming down. Alesha's on the attack again. It's off into Delina. They activate Shizo in response to give it fear. Damage is good against Delina, down to 29, up to 9 commander damage from Alesha. To the partner player's turn. Is it going to be Eligeth? That's always a good question. It is Eligeth. Sad face, was hoping to get in Blizzard Specter for a little bit of discard there. I guess we'll be heading after Alesha, although I don't necessarily want them to be recurring anything on the attack. Our turn gives us Blood on the Snow and Read the Bones. Well, Blood on the Snow could be pretty good. We do have 6 mana. We could return the Blizzard Specter or the Liliana's Reaver. And we would get rid of a lot of problematic things for now. Well, let's go to attacks first and see what we see. Let's attack into the Alesha player. I just kind of want to see what's in their hand. Damage is good. Blizzard Spectre will trigger. Let's have them discard a card. It's a Zet Chemister. Okay, yeah, not worth much there. So I don't think blowing up the board is the best, because Delina can play something and do hasty things, and it's indestructible at the moment. Maybe in a turn or two. Let's go ahead and read the bones. Raven form and Simian Spectre. Seems good to me. And we'll pass it off there. Unfortunately, Raven form is not instant, but I don't think we necessarily need to remove anything right now. I mean, maybe Eligeth. The partner player does seem to not like us too much. And Delina quits the game. That's unfortunate. Nothing in chat. I guess they just ran out of gas. Sad face. Alright, so we have a fairly aggressive Alesha and a partner player who doesn't seem to like us much. This is a little bit concerning. On the bright side, next turn we can use Blood on the Snow, get something back, wipe a board, and not have to really worry about it. Alesha straight to the attacks. Apparition off into the partner player. They could just block it with Eligeth or the Elemental, wouldn't really matter. And then Erebos is gone forever anyway. Sad face, but we aren't getting it back. It just simply makes an illusion token. Elemental on the intercept. We have some triggers. Liliana will get to flip over. That's nice for them. Blood on the Snow can get rid of Planeswalkers, but we probably just better off attacking her with the Blizzard Spectre before we blow up the board. We get a 4/4 illusion. Not too bad. They immediately return something to Liliana. It's going to be the Apparition again. That's a sad face. Phyrexian Arena then, I suppose. It is Phyrexian Arena, taking all of our card advantage this game. Conspiracy Theorist coming down. The Theorist is some anti-discard tech, so I'm not looking too forward to that. I don't think we'll have to worry about it much, though. At least for a turn or two. Let's go ahead to the partner player's turn, see what they're going to do with it. 6 cards in hand after the draw. If they commit their other commander to the board, I'm not going to be too sad about that. It's 4C. They get to draw 4 cards and then 2 cards. Sad face. We have Murderous Cut to destroy the Duskmail Guildmage. All of our stuff keeps dying. What a sadness. And then something I don't even know how to pronounce. Eligeth on the attack. It's against the Alesha player. That works for me. At least it's not hitting us for once. Although, Ikra was the one that hurt us a bunch, so... Skullfo's activated again. To the cleanup step. Bag of Holding will trigger when they discard something. Our turn gives us Liliana Vess. Mostly there for a tutor, does do some discard, and possible win condition. Might as well go to the attacks. Let's attack into, I guess, just Alesha and the partner player. The partner player will get the Spectre, though. Fiend Hunter dies and will trigger. We also have a trigger with the Spectre. It was not blocked. We'll have them discard a card. They discard Fairy Seer, but the Bag of Holding will hold on to it. And let's go ahead and play Blood on the Snow. We'll get Virtus the Veiled back into play. All the other creatures are dead, and Skyclave Apparition will give us an illusion token. Well, that's fine. And we'll pass it off there. Get Dark Commander next turn for 4. Attack with Virtus the Veiled, make sure it's unblockable, and hurt some people. Alesha's turn, Cabal Coffers into play. I'm really hoping that Alesha doesn't bring back the Fiend Hunter or the Apparition. It's really hard to get past Alesha at this point because we just don't have like a bog right now, so sad face. Because we often have the most menacing things on board that they can interact with. So we just been getting everything blown up. It's Alesha who smiles at death with haste because of the Hall of the Bandit Lord. An attack and she will trigger. So I'm going to guess just the Fiend Hunter. No, it's going to be the Apparition. Okay. I still imagine the target will be Virtus the Veiled. It is Virtus the Veiled. It's a sad face. Otherwise, the attacks are going off into the partner player, so at least we're not going to take any damage. Damage is good against the partner player. They're down to 30. We're over to the partner player with another summoning of Eligeth Crossroads Augur. Hopefully we draw one more mana so we can get rid of Eligeth again and get rid of the Skyclave Apparition. We do have 2 exiling effects, and then we can flashback for Sever the Bloodline on the Fiend Hunter, which I suppose they're getting back. So, yeah, we just gotta try and start dismantling Alesha. The problem is, the partner player is just going to have value engines galore. We just don't have enough answers for this kind of thing. Our turn does give us the Underground River, though. Let's play it. Sever the Bloodline on Skyclave Apparition. Somewhat flavorful. We'll get an illusion token. And then Eligeth gets turned into a bird. Let's go to attacks. Alesha has some Cabal Coffers action going on over there. What are they doing? It's just Scophos. No damage gets through, over to Alesha. Alesha on the attack, it's against us. Kinda saw that coming. She will trigger. Let's see, Fiend Hunter. It is. Fiend Hunter into play. Get rid of our untapped token, I suppose. Yep. Alright, let's see where the attacks are going. Both of us will be taking 4. And we are down to 25. Up to 3 commander damage for Alesha, it looks like. Over to the partner player. We have 8 cards in hand from them. Still at 30 life. Have a lot of mana. Just leaving them alone is not the best idea. But again, we don't have enough resources to take on both the aggro from Alesha and whatever good stuff the Sultai player is playing. I just wish the Alesha player would swing at them a little bit more often. We have Consecrated Sphinx coming down for the partner player. That's bad. Ooh, followed by Zombie Infestation. To our turn, we get Night Veil Specter, but Consecrated Sphinx triggers for the first time this game. I think at this point, with the partner player staying up to do a bunch of discard, possibly for themselves, we need to force them to do something. Let's play Geth's Grimoire. And then we'll do Night Veil Specter, just so we have some extra defense. I do want to get down the Waste Knot, but I don't want to commit everything to the board with Alesha always blowing up our stuff. And we'll pass it there. No real attacks. Actually, let's go ahead and attack into the Alesha player. Hope they block with the Fiend Hunter and then bring it back to get rid of the Sphinx. Fiend Hunter on the intercept. It hits the graveyard. Whatever it exiles comes back. Over to Alesha's turn. Just for reference, the thing that Fiend Hunter exiled was a token. Tokens do not come back. They cease to exist if they go anywhere else. Unless they phase out. Then they can phase back in. Alesha on the attack, it's off into us. She does trigger, they are getting the Fiend Hunter back. Hopefully it's not against us, but we'll see what happens. It is against the Consecrated Sphinx. Fiend Hunter is attacking into the partner player. I guess we'll be taking the 3. Bird on the intercept against the Fiend Hunter. Bird is down, we take the damage, we're up to 6 commander, down to 22. New Benalia into play. Partner player's turn sees a Boil Grazer come down. Wall of Runes coming down. When there's the battlefield, they get to scry 1. Luckily, that's not draw 1. Archfiend of Ifnir. Uh-oh. Well, there goes all the creatures. Archfiend of Ifnir is very good. With Cycling and Foretell, I feel like black got the best stuff, even though it's more of a white-blue mechanic. You can let me know what you think about that in the comments, but I feel like that's pretty accurate. We also have a number of triggers. There goes, well, Alesha anyway. We get to draw some cards. We get Command Tower and Mystic Sanctuary. Mystic Sanctuary will be good for Resculpt. Our Spectre deals no damage now. That's really bad for an on-hit kind of ability. The partner player, by the way, discard a Forest and an Evolving Wilds. As far as the other graveyard goes, there's nothing we can recur with Rexiel, so I guess he'll just be a beatstick this game. And Alesha quits the game. That's a sad face. I do enjoy that they stuck into it for so long, especially when they had only like 1 or 0 cards in hand. Partner player gets a zombie token. Partner player at 30 life, we're at 22. We both have 6 cards in hand. Sorry, they discard 2 more to make another zombie. We get to draw some more cards. That will finish off our creatures, though. Maybe Liliana Vess tutor up a Dead of Winter? Could work. Our Grimoire gives us an island and a Puppeteer click. We have Farseek and Keldy chosen a Crewfix into the graveyard. Keldy could be good, although better for them than us. My mistake, they go into the Bag of Holding. Oh, I forgot. Zombie onto the battlefield. Bag of Holding to activate is 4 tap. So we could get Resculpt back to get rid of it. I wish we had another spell recursion to also get rid of the Archfiend. Hey, we draw Dead of Winter. That's not too shabby. Let's go ahead and play the Mystic Sanctuary. Should come into play untapped, and we get a trigger. Resculpt to the top. Now we just have to figure out how to draw it. Let's do Dead of Winter. Might as well clear the board. Could do Liliana to make them discard a card so we get to draw, but if they activate the Bag of Holding, they just get their hand back. So we need to figure out something else. I just don't think we have any other way to make them discard a card. I guess we'll do Puppeteer click here and just hit them with the Archfiend and make sure they can't recur that, because that would be super bad for all of our tiny Specters. 5 damage is good, and the Archfiend should be exiled. There we go. To the partner player's turn, Exotic Orchard into play. 4 cards in hand. They could resummon one of their commanders, but I think they're going to activate Bag of Holding at this point. Oh, it's Eligeth. Okay. So we do need more removal for Eligeth, because that is a sad face, but we can get rid of the Bag of Holding and force them to discard another card, unless they just discard to Zombie Infestation a bunch. Our turn gives us Resculpt. Let's play Command Tower. We'll get rid of the Bag of Holding. They get 4/4 Elemental, and we get rid of all that stuff in the bag. Let's play Rexiel and hope it sticks. Now we'll pass it off there. No attacks. They do have Murderous Cut in the graveyard. We can use that to get rid of their commander. I assume they're going to draw a bunch of cards. If they go to discard them, we just get card draw, so I'm not too worried about it right now, but options are always bad when used against us. Oh, we have Lab Man. Sad face. That's just boring. Curator of Mysteries. Whenever you cycle discard another card, you get to scry 1. And I think that's their deck. At this point, I think they win. Sad face. Let's go ahead and draw some cards. We get Hypnotic Spectre and Watery Grave. Nothing too good just yet. And a Zombie Token into play. So yeah, this is probably where they win unless we get instant speed interaction. Let's go ahead and see if we can get it. Dimir Signet and Shadow Mage Infiltrator is a no-go. So what we have to do here is race them to probably a Heroic Intervention and hope we can destroy the Lab Man. Mr. Grimoire and Sepulchral Primordial, no-go. Bojuka Bog and Snow-Covered Swamp. Alright, at this point, I will just see you when we hit that removal. Hey, we hit that removal. Let's go ahead and try to get rid of it. Let's go after their commander for the moment. And it's Fierce Guardianship. Damn. Alright, well, I guess that's game. Okay, unfortunately, we don't get the end screen, I guess, if we concede to our opponent, so good game to our opponent. I would have given probably the point to the Alesha player just for kind of staying in there. Maybe to the partner player. But in either case, here's the deck. Not much of a transition there, I suppose. So, I did take out the Bake into a Pie, I think it was. Or, no, Turn into a Pumpkin is the card. And I did put in an old standby favorite of mine, Sever the Bloodline, just because it can get rid of all the creatures that share a name, which is really good against tokens, and this deck struggles against all kinds of creatures, but especially hordes of them like tokens. It also has flashback so you can use it again. Other than that, the deck didn't change at all. Geth's Grimoire, we almost had that game, if not for the free counterspell of Fierce Guardianship. And while I don't necessarily like those free spells, there's also Force of Will, Force of Negation, what's the other one? Pact of Negation. So, I mean, can't be too mad about it. It was good, came down to a wire. I just wish they will eventually make the Specters a little bit larger. I know one-on-one that's not a thing because, you know, half the life total, the effect is much greater when you're facing down only one opponent. But hopefully they make a legendary Specter that isn't Urgoth, because that card just isn't that good and it costs 6 mana. I hope you enjoyed the game, and if you saw any cards you wanted to purchase for yourself, sealed product, or sleeves or accessories to protect all of that glory, please consider using the TCG Player affiliate link in the description below. It helps out the channel and doesn't cost you anything extra. Okay, on to the next series, on to the next Forgotten Realms Commander. Again, I hope you enjoyed this series. Stay safe out there.